Hey everybody, this is me, Laura. I am doing a video here, a webcam of the Taurus Beaver Lunar Eclipse. And it's going to square Saturn in Aquarius, and it's a really big deal. And the reason I am talking about it is because we are not going to have another eclipse till we're not going to have another eclipse till 3 more years. So at 3:02 of the morning right now, when I was actually doing this because I had to redo it, it was 11:11. So it was meant for me to talk about this. Right now it's 11:16. So in 3 more hours, we're going to have an eclipse in Taurus, and it's a big deal. Okay, and this is about whether you believe in astrology or not. This is about energies that are happening. Okay, whatever's happening in the sky is happening here. I was going to do a podcast, but I'm like, I want to explain to people a little bit more about what this eclipse means for everybody, for the collective. And so this here is in San Pedro. This is the chart here. And it would be the same thing in Arizona, in New York, um, in the United States. So only a couple of differences. It would be like probably the house would change, but this is Southern California. This is the chart for the current eclipse. And so it is a big deal because this has to do with Taurus, and it has to do with Scorpio, and it has to do with money, and it has to do with real estate, and it has to do with ancestry, and it has to do with the past. Okay, and it has to do with banking and I mean food and everything. So it is a big deal because it's going to mark energies coming forward, coming that we're entering these energies. And it is about releasing. Full moons is about releasing. We just recently had the Scorpio solar eclipse, and it was about brand new beginnings. And we're still kind of under that portal as well. And so now we're about to enter Taurus, and this is about release, right? This is about releasing anything that's not predictable, anything that is not real. And that is why Saturn is squaring Uranus. Saturn is squaring Uranus. It's been happening for the past months. We've seen it. But it's going to be a big deal because it's happening under an eclipse. So I wanted to show you guys here. Here under 16 degrees here, the moon is in Taurus, right? And it's going to connect with Uranus here. So these two here are connecting together. When the moon connects with Uranus, surprises happen. It's like surprise, surprise, things happen, unexpected shocks happen. The rug is pulled under your feet pretty much, these are like for perfectionist people that, like things to be perfection, and they will pull you, Uranus will pull you the rug under your feet. This is fireworks. This is unexpected. This is tower moments as well, So anything shocking here. We're also talking about technology as well, loss of power, all of that. And so here is also going to make a conjunction to the North Node in Taurus. So the North Node in Taurus is the path that we are walking on. That is the path that we are on when it comes to building a business, when it comes to food, when it comes to what's not what we are used to, but what is what's uncomfortable. What's uncomfortable. So it's foreign, we're not used to that. Some people are so used to being in Scorpio South Node, and that's what's, normal, and that is what's familiar. But when it's in the North Node Taurus, this is about a brand new beginning. Okay, when it has to do with food, it has to do with real estate, it has to do with business, entrepreneurship, Wall Street. We see all of that stuff, right? Anything to do with business, bankings, and so forth. And so it's all making this here is a tag teaming. They're all tag teaming together. They're all joining hands here. Uranus, which is the unexpected. The moon is your emotions, how you feel about this release. And what's interesting is that it's happening in the eighth house of other people's money. So This is contracts, this is taxes, this is liens, this is money that is owed to other people. This is contracts. When I say contracts, this is wills, testaments. Um, the eighth house also rules the death house and transformation. It's a Scorpio house, so this has to do with money that's owed out. Money that needs to be paid out. This is also money that you earn from the work that you do, right? So the work that we do, we charge and we get paid for it. So there's an expectation of getting paid for our work. So that is what the eighth house here. It's also gambling, losses and wins and losses and stuff. Interesting, the lottery, right now is being it is being held up because it's never happened, right? But it's being held up, something to do with most likely with technology, or maybe machines are not running, or whatever it is that's happening. But I already know that that's Saturn squaring Uranus, and we'll talk about that right now. But I just wanted to talk about the eighth house here with Taurus and Uranus and the moon and the North Node. This is a really huge deal when it comes to other people owing money. There might be some people that might owe money to Taurus or to Hispanics. We know that Taurus, the bull, we know it from the running of the bulls, in Spain and Mexico, and I think even in Cuba they have some some bulls. I think they do some. I've seen some videos where they have bulls and stuff. I mean, in different part of countries, But I know, for instance, in Mexico, it's really huge. Bulls is really huge in Mexico, so I associate it with Hispanics, and so it is about food and all that stuff. So produce and farmers, and it's interesting because it's going to be making a trine, which is in harmony. It's going to be in harmony here with Ceres in Virgo at the 16th degree, exactly at the 16th degree. So what does that mean? That means that it's in harmony with harvesting, it's in harmony with food. And the 16th degree is a degree of ancestors. So we're talking about like farming lands, we're talking about land, we're talking about our bodies and how we take care of our bodies and what we eat, okay? And so it's abundance as well, because it rolls wheat, it rolls corn, and it's in the 12th house of secrets. It's in the 12th house of what's hidden. It's in the 12th house of 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 the occult, or just what is hidden. You know what I mean? What is not being put out there, what we don't know about, right? So this could be like some secrets, like some farming lands. Like, I've talked about Beverly Hills and how many, many years ago, before it became Beverly Hills, it was Mexico, and how they had farming lands there, and I think back in the 1800s, they had farming lands, and they had, I think it was lima beans that they used to harvest and they used to plant there. And that could be something here in the 12th house, something that's hidden and nobody really knows about. Nobody really knows about these farming lands. And so, and the biggie one here is that it's making a square to Saturn in Aquarius here, right here. We have Saturn in Aquarius here in the 5th house here at 18 degrees. So you notice here, it's making a square here to Saturn in the 5th house of creativity, in the 5th house of children, in the 5th house of I'm hearing downloads. That's why I'm kind of stopping. I hear from the other side, so I'm very intuitive and USA psychic. But I get a lot of downloads, so I'm trying not to get interrupted so I can continue this real fast because I'm very low in my battery right now. And so we have Saturn here in Aquarius in the 5th house, okay, of children, of taking risks and gambling. And is making a challenge here. Saturn is making a challenge here to Taurus in other people's money. So there's something going on with children, and there's something going on with money that is owed. Maybe we're talking about child support. This could be something like that. This could be about child support. This could be about contracts. This could also be contracts with work, contracts with, um, this could be copyrights as well, copyrights that have been stolen, you know, money that is owed. Anywhere where money is being owed to Taurus or to a business, right? And it has to do with your creativity. It has to do, Saturn is who controls. So Saturn, um, here in the fifth house of creativity, is squaring, um, other people's money. Okay, so how people create with Saturn, is bringing a challenge to other people's money. Maybe these other people's money want to get paid and they're not getting paid. Okay, this is some copyright stuff that I see some copyright stuff. I see problems here, but a lot of times too, Saturn holds back because Saturn is the type of planet that says not yet. You know, it's not time yet. There needs to be more commitment. There needs to be more, um, loyalty. Okay, so Saturn likes to test a lot. Okay, it also rules, karma, and it rules lessons, and it rules growth. So before it releases anything, it wants to make sure that you are ready, you know, um, to have this money. You are ready to, it tests you a lot. Okay, so it's very harsh. Saturn is very, very harsh. It's limited. You feel limited. Like if you live in a Saturnian, town, you might be gaining weight. You might feel depressed. You might feel, isolated. You might feel like you're aging fast, and so forth. And that's how harsh Saturn can be. That's how harsh Saturn can be. So it's making a square with Uranus. Uranus wants to go, but Saturn says not yet. Saturn's like, nope, not yet. Like you still need to grow up, or something else needs to happen, right? Um, and so it's making a challenge. So this is about understanding, what needs to happen in order for money to be released, right? With the eighth house here. If the lessons have been learned, then okay, it's time to release. You know what I mean? But it's also about releasing things that no longer work. Maybe Saturn holds like, Saturn is luxury. Okay, Saturn is, stability, and Saturn wants to make sure, like, are you around the right people? Are you working with the right people? Are you working with people that just like to steal money from you? Saturn is trying to take care of your money, but it's saying, I'm not going to release the money if you're hanging around losers. You know what I mean? Or people that are just stealing your money. So it's father issues as well. Okay. It also rules father figures. So you might be having some situations with fathers. Like I said, I was having a download. I'm not trying to put too much information there about my family, but I received a download from a cousin of mine that passed away. And, he came through today, and he was the father. He was a father of my cousins. And in particular, I felt the message was that, he's around his family, but he's around the girls. And so, he's protecting them. Like I said, I don't know their situation. I don't know what's going on, or maybe he just wants to be around them. He misses them, or so forth. And I think it was a message for them to know that way they can communicate with him or something, or just pray. You know what I mean? Ask him for help, and stuff like that. And so we're talking about father figures. Here with Saturn in Aquarius, it could also be grandfathers, and it rules men. Higher ups, and so forth. And so, and it is bringing a challenge here, just like, there's some transformation that needs to happen. Okay, maybe there's some talkings that need to happen with your own father, with, how are things going, and just stuff like that. You know what I mean? Um, let's see, what else do we have here? And then later on, okay, this is going to be at 3 or 2 in the morning, but later on, within the day of tomorrow, um, there is going to be an opportunity, as what is called a sextile, between the moon and Jupiter in Pisces, and Neptune